In the name of God, the all-knowing, Al-Alim, I analyzed the greatest magnitude earthquakes for the past 24 hours, and I analyzed the biggest and deepest earthquakes for the past week. This map shows the 40 biggest, deepest earthquakes for the past week. That is any earthquake over a 4 magnitude and greater than 100 kilometers depth for the past week. Throughout the world last week, the deepest and biggest earthquakes were in Vanuatu, a 5.3 at 123 kilometers deep on Sunday of last week. And in Japan, a 5.1 at 412 kilometers deep on Tuesday, and a 5.6 at 308 kilometers deep on Friday. Fiji and the Chili-peru, Fiji here and the Chili-peru over here area compose the remaining of the top 10 big, deep earthquakes from last week. Fiji had 3 of the top 10. A 5.7 at 553 kilometers deep on Tuesday, a 4.8 at 568 kilometers deep on Wednesday, a 4.7 at 506 kilometers deep on Sunday of this week. I remember. Chile had 3 of the top 10. A 4.9 at 119 kilometers deep on Monday, a 4.7 at 176 kilometers deep on Tuesday, a 4.8 at 132 kilometers deep on this Sunday. Peru is the last of the top 10 with a 4.9 at 119 kilometers deep on Saturday. The remaining of the top 20-ish of the biggest, deepest earthquakes for the past week, which would be greater than 4 magnitude and deeper than 100 kilometers. So for the remaining, that was the top 10. For the remainder of the top 20-ish of the seismic activity last week, there are 4.6 and 4.5 magnitude. The deepest of them occur at Fiji at 486 kilometers deep. In Argentina at 230 kilometers deep last Sunday. 230 kilometers deep last Sunday, and again this Saturday at around 230 kilometers deep. The Kuril Islands in Russia, up in this area, at 224 kilometers deep on Wednesday. And Japan a 150 kilometers deep struck on Thursday, and 150 kilometers deep struck on Friday. And Indonesia, around 100 kilometers, 110 kilometers deep struck on Friday, and another one struck on Saturday. And in Papua New Guinea, I think it's this one, it was Wednesday, less than 150 kilometers deep on Wednesday in Papua New Guinea, and less than 150 kilometers deep in Vanuatu on Thursday. And the last and the least deep of the top 20 last week is at 110 kilometers depth in Chile. And for the remainder of the top 40 biggest and deepest earthquakes of last week, we would continue to see frequent activity in Japan, Chile, Argentina, and Tajikistan. So, looking at a pattern for the greatest magnitude seismic activity for a 24-hour period. We'll relate this to the American time zones so that we can place ourselves chronologically onto this pattern. So, let's see. Sunday evening, Missouri time, a 4 magnitude hit Tajikistan at 198 kilometers depth, followed by Chile at 143 kilometers depth, and the Dominican Republic at 148 kilometers depth. Chile and the Dominican Republic and Chile have in common that they have near them one of the 10 deepest ocean trenches in the world, each of them. And Sunday night, after about 10 p.m. Missouri time, a 4 magnitude struck Java, Indonesia. At 90 kilometers depth, and Banda Sea of Indonesia at 430 kilometers depth, 15 minutes apart. As our night in America went on, there was a handful of 5 magnitudes that continued to break across the edges of the Indo-Australian plate, a handful of fives. And those are the biggest magnitudes in the world for the day, according to UCT time. One of those 5 magnitudes was 86 kilometers deep in Indonesia. Then this morning, Monday morning, Missouri time, a couple of 5 magnitudes struck Indonesia and a couple of 5 magnitudes struck Tonga. In the afternoon, a 4 magnitude struck Tajikistan at 145 kilometers depth. And this evening, our time, a 4.4 has struck Indonesia at 183 kilometers depth.